Hi, Kelly Fitzmaurice here,
Hi, and it's Hannah Canaletti with the K Grant Group.
and we are here to provide you a weekly market update.
Okay, well, let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen with you to share some of the slides we have today. So, wanted to start with this one, which we found really interesting. So,
Absolutely, we did.
the market goes through cycles, which we obviously know, and we went through a big period of despair there for a minute, but we're heading back to skepticism, maybe a little hope in the market. What do you think, Kelly?
Oh, definitely. Last year people were living in straight euphoria this time. So to be at a place from going to despair to a little bit of skepticism to hope is really exciting for the market. So what does that kind of mean? That means that people are getting out. We're starting to get a lot more phone calls. People are wanting to buy, people are wanting to sell, and even our lenders, they're starting to pick back up in their business as well. So let's go to the next screen.
So this is kind of going to give us an idea of what we're seeing as far as contract ratios. And it's a very small increase for now, but we are starting to see not only a period of balance and you'll see over several weeks, it stayed very, very steady. And now we're starting to see a small uptick. So positive news.
Absolutely. And I think one thing you have to consider when we're back into a balanced normal market, because last year we were in a crazy, insane market. Typically, we do not start seeing inventory going up and we do not see the demand start going up until we start getting into the third and fourth week of January. And that's where we're starting to go into this next week.
Yep. And let's take a look at where we're at with supply and demand. So our supply index has gone down a little bit and our demand is ticking back up. So when you have both of those things going in opposite directions, you're going to see that Cromford market report go back to balance and even inch back towards a seller market.
And I think to dive into that a little bit more, what the supply means, that means how many properties that we have for sale. And our demand index means that's how many contracts are going under contract or how many properties are going under contract. And that's what kind of controls the market index up here when you're looking at that. Just a little bit more in depth of an explanation there.
And as far as that 100, so anything above 100 or above, like right between 100 and right around 110 is considered a seller's market. Right at 100 balance, and anything below 100 is a buyer's market. So, and this is even slightly up from last week when we were at closer to about 105. So very small increases, but it is considered very balanced and even kind of starting to make its way back into a seller's market.
Well, which I know we're about to go to that next slide.
Yes.
We're going to dive into what it looks like by city. So you'll know which cities are into a seller market, which cities are into a balance market, and which cities are still in a buyer's market.
Yeah, so this will give you guys an idea. We have our top 5 seller markets, and obviously the Northeast Valley is a very popular area. You have Scottsdale, Fountain Hills, Paradise Valley is up 53% on the Cromford Market Index from last month. So that's huge. And you even have cities like Mesa that was a very, very heavy buyer's market for about 4 weeks there, has come up 39% and bounced back really quickly.
And this slide is completely different from what we had shown you previously when we did our last market update. So to have all of these shift back into a balanced market so quickly, because last time we were really focusing on how we went into a little bit of a babies buyer market. And now we're really starting to see a lot of these cities go ahead, flip back into a balanced market. So right now is a really good time to still buy and kind of push down some of those price points because the seller is still giving out concessions. So if you are wanting more information on what's going on in the market today, get a hold of us.
And why now might be a great time to buy before some of these other markets start to recover, especially if you're interested in places like Queen Creek, Surprise, Peoria. Attack those cities while you still are in a buyer market and you hold all the power.
Absolutely. Let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.